Hello and welcome, my Monado-wielding leaves. With Xenoblade Chronicles 3 right around the corner, I thought it would be a good idea to have a refresher of what happened in the previous games, as all of them are connected in some way for sure. Also, I think 3 will give us a lot of answers. This will be your recap of Xenoblade Chronicles 1, with X and 2 following up the next 2 Sundays. Once there were two gods, Bionis and Mcconus, fighting for what could be described as an eternity. One day, Bionis managed to cut off Mcconus' left hand, leading both of them piercing each other with their respective sword, dying. After an unknown amount of time has passed, life started to flourish on the giant gods, building the world we will experience here. But their battle continues by the ones living on those giants, as the races on Bionis fight against the machines produced by Mcconus. One day, Colony 9, where Shulk, Rain and Fiora live, is attacked by Mcon. But this is not a normal attack, as a mysterious Mcon with a face attacks as well. Dunban, who was previously hurt in a battle against the Mcon, tries to get to the mysterious sword called Monado, which he was always wielding, to fight off these Mcon. However, using the Monado comes at a cost, and so he sinks to the ground after an attack of that faced Mcon, the Monado hurled away. And then Shulk rushes to the Monado, grabbing it. And he can actually use it to see the future without experiencing the pain Dunban always did. But even with that, he can't harm the metal-faced Mcon, and disaster strikes when it skewers Fiora with its claws, killing her. After Shulk giving in to the rage, he gets defeated again, but the faced Mcon flees. Shulk and Rain leave the colony to pursue that strange Mcon after all those events, Monado in hand. When arriving at Gour Plains, they help a boy called Juju, who leads them to a camp where they meet their new friend, Shala, a medic and sharpshooter. She has lost someone dear to her, a man named Gadold, her fiancé even. Together, the three of them head to Colony 6, which was also attacked by Mcons. However, Juju also wanted to go, which didn't go well, as events lead to him being abducted into Colony 6 by another faced Mcon. Of course, they have to rescue him, so they follow after. To do that, they need to go through an ether mine, at which they encounter that new faced Mcon, Zord. With the help of Defense Force member Utaron, however, they can push it into an ether river, seemingly disintegrating it. But as they enter the elevator that should take them up to the colony, a weakened Zord attacks them. He survived, but due to the ether corroding it, they can manage to destroy him. Outside though, Metalface is already waiting for them. Reinforcements arrive, led by Dunban and his friend Dixon, but it still is not enough to defeat them. But just in time, a creature called a Telethia appears, and the Mcon end up fleeing. A vision Shulk has leads them to a place called Prison Island, which is on Bionis' head, where the mythical Hyantia are said to reside. So our group, with Dunban joining, makes their way up there. On their way there, they need to go through Magna Forest, where they meet a young girl with her 4 guards. In a battle against the Telethia, her guards are killed and she falls asleep due to ether deprivation. When Shulk goes to the Waterfall to collect water ether crystals for her though, he meets a man who is able to communicate with Telethia. As those can read minds, Shulk's visions don't do anything, so that man, called Alvis, grabs the Monado and shows him how to get rid of their ability, defeating them in the end. Shulk wants to know why he knows so much about the Monado, but then Rain arrives and Alvis vanishes. Well, with the crystals in hand, they can actually wake the girl up, who introduces herself as Melia. She agrees, guiding them to Bionis' head, and for that they have to go through the Nopons village, frontier village. There, they also meet the Hieropon, Riki, and they help him defeating a so-called Dino Beast before they can move on. After they do so, Riki then joins for real, and they can move on to Prison Island. Or so they think, because first they need to go to the Hyantia capital, Alcamoth. But not all is well, as this ends with them being imprisoned. But while in there, a familiar face, Alvis, appears, who is the divine seer of the Hyantia. Thanks to that, they are set free again. But while this is going on, Melia makes her way to the Hyantia tomb for a coronation ritual, as she is the next in line heir to the throne. Shulk has a vision of her dying doing that, so the group follows. Of course, they can manage to save her, and thus they finally are able to reach Prison Island. There, they meet Zanza, the creator of the Monado. He wants to unlock its true powers. Before he can, though, Zanza is killed by Metalface, who invades the place. Melia's father also dies by that attack. However, with his last words, Zanza managed to unlock the Monado, so it now is able to harm faced Mcconus as well. But when Shulk goes in for the attack, another faced Mcconus interrupts, with its torso being destroyed, revealing that it is piloted by a Homs. Shockingly, as that Homs takes off her helmet, it is revealed to be Fiora. However, while looking like her, she doesn't seem to care for Shulk and his group, and thus both Mcconus flee. After sorting out their feelings, the groups make their way through Valak Mountain to reach Sword Valley, where a silver-faced Mcconus was spotted. At the end of Valak Mountain, Face Nemesis approaches them again, wanting to talk, but Metalface interrupts, holding Fiora hostage. Shulk gives him the Monado, so he sets her free, revealing the pilot to be Dunban's former comrade who died on the battlefield, Mumkar. In the following battle, Shulk manages to get the Monado back. However, the battle is interrupted by Egil, the creator of the faced Mcconus, who takes Fiora and Mumkar away. In Sword Valley, they meet Dixon again, who actually was able to create anti-Mcconus weaponry, which comes in handy. They make their way to the Mcconus base, Galahad Fortress, but Mumkar is lying in wait for them there. Shulk has a vision of his death, trying to warn him, but he ignores it, getting impaled inside his Mcconus by a pillar, falling down into the ocean. At the base of Galahad Fortress, the group finally faces Egil, who disables the Monado and defeats them easily. Mayneth, the one who is possessing Fiora's body, manages to break free from Egil's control though, and helps the group due to Fiora's bidding. This destroys most of the fortress, and the party falls down towards the ocean. Shulk awakes next to an unconscious Fiora, but soon after, she also wakes up and the two regroup with the rest. They then meet the true children of Mcconus, the Machina, which guide them to their village. They meet Mikol there, Egil's father, who asks them to kill him. He also reveals that Mayneth created Mcconus. She was defending Mcconus in the war. However, while Egil was helping her back then, he fell into a want for revenge, making everything worse than it was. Mikol tells them to visit Egil's sister, Vanea, and to do that, they have to go through Mcconus' capital, Agnirata. They need to go through Mcconus' field, where another faced Mcconus, Jadeface, awaits them.